are listening to the Intuitive Healing Connection, where intuitive healing connects with everyday living. Hi, my name is Gina Strole, and I am your host. I am best known as the down-to-earth energy healer that doesn't sugarcoat the truth. I walk my clients through the healing process so they can find freedom from their emotional pain, heal from their past, and find peace and joy again. If you are interested in healing your emotional past, tapping into your spiritual side to receive your own answers, finding your own clarity, and discovering your own spiritual truths, then you are in the right place. I am here to lead the way and to help you discover your own intuitive healing connection. Hello, and welcome to today's podcast episode. I'm so excited that you are here, and I'm excited to share some beautiful insight today. So I want to talk about one of my most favorite. I have a lot of favorite topics, but the cool thing about doing a podcast is you get to talk about all your favorite things. So I hope you find my insight helpful for you. You know, of course, I share with you from my point of view and the things that I've seen, the things that, you know, I have worked with spirit with and worked with my guide team with, and to help you and many like you out there to heal, and also to help myself. And I think that is so important to do, to really help us help each other heal the world. So today's topic that I wanted to talk about is, why do we have physical illness and how can we heal it? I know for me, I have had a lot of physical illness over my lifetime, and I've asked that question many times because I know there's a lot of different avenues that we can take, and there's a lot of different places that we can go. And it seems like there's always a remedy or something out there. Anywhere we go, somebody's had your issue, somebody's had something, and they want to help you, which is great. But I want to approach this from an intuitive healing point of view, because, and as I say that, know that with my things that I've had go on in my life, I use many aspects of healing. I don't use just intuitive healing. I don't use just any of it. I bring in all of them because I believe Western medicine has its place. I believe that, all of the other things, we'll group them all together, have a place as well. And I use them all. I love natural remedies. I love bringing in those. I love, I need Western medicine. To me, if you've listened to me, I have a thyroid issue. I've been dealing with thyroid issues for a lot of years. And I need that Western side for some things. I also need other sides because they don't understand everything. You're not going to get everything you need in one place. One of the biggest questions that I get asked when people call me and they're sick is, do I go get treatment? It's kind of a personal choice. And we'll talk about this a little bit because, I believe there's sometimes we need to fix immediately whatever is going on and deal with the emotional part of it later. There's other times where maybe you've got some time and you can work through that and it's not as pressing. So it kind of depends on, what's going on and where you're at. So first off, I want to talk about, when I think of intuitive healing, I think of it as emotional healing for our bodies. And for a lot of us, we have been shoving emotions down for a long period of time. Emotions are simply energy, but that energy over time can get compacted and cause a lot of disease in our body. If you've heard people talk about, disease, these emotions cause this disease. We say it as disease, but I've seen it a lot of times that it really wreaks havoc on our system. It causes a lot of emotional upset. And if we don't know what's going on, if we don't understand that, we can go a lot of years, which I did in the beginning, not really understanding what was going on and how I could have taken care of it on other levels, not just from a medical standpoint. So this is why I say I bring in all aspects of healing. I love doing all of the aspects, bringing in all people on my team, when we have things going on. So I wanted these emotions, they definitely, in my opinion, cause a disrupt in our systems. And this can be generational disrupt as well. This can be generational, get in there, gets into the cells, it starts pushing things out of the way, things start getting twisted around, moved around, DNA gets messed up, whatever it is. I don't understand all the terminology, but here's what I do know. You see people with generational histories. You go to the doctor and they're like, who's got breast cancer? Who's got this? Who's got that? Is it on mom's side or dad's side? We see it all the time. The thing that I love about intuitive healing is we can release a lot of those feelings and those emotions and release those generational ties that keep us stuck in those issues. And to me, the more healing where we can do on ourselves, this is the cool part about all this, the more healing that we can do on ourselves, the more releasing that we can do on those areas, the healthier we'll be. And I'm here today setting this chair, believing that 100% because I know that it is true. I've done another podcast. I don't know at the time of this recording where it's going to fall in line, but I shared my experience of healing my thyroid and doing my thyroid work, doing the emotional work, learning to speak my truth, learning to not swallow my feelings anymore, really learning to step into myself as a spiritual being and doing that work for myself. And I've done that. I still had work to do because I've done the emotional, I'm doing the emotional, I will continue to do the emotional healing so that my body can heal. But I also needed the Western medicine part of it because I do need medicine for this condition. I've had my thyroid removed. Now I need to replace what's been removed. Had I known then what I know now, I probably would have done things very differently, but I did not. So here we are. Here we are. And I've even learned a lot because of having my thyroid removed. I've learned so much even since then and have really been guided and led on how to get the help that I need so that my body can heal. Being without those hormones for so long and Western medicine not understanding what you need has caused a big disrupt in my system. But had I not, I'm a firm believer, had I not done the emotional healing along the way, had I not bring in all of the natural remedies and doing all of the other things along the way, I don't believe I would be where I am today. Hands down, you could never sway me from any of that. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this emotional healing part, really working on the emotions in our body, why it is helpful to do that, how you can release some of the generational stuff to really live your best, healthiest life. So, we talk about these emotions and these things that get stuck. I do believe that they absolutely cause distress in the body, and especially anger. The one thing that I see, anger getting pushed down, shoved down, and not allowed to come out and not allowed to be felt. This is a big one. I've seen this time and time, hands down again, when I work with people who have cancer issues, liver issues. This seems to be a big place where that energy is stored. I've worked with people who've actually, they've passed away from cancer, but that was the one thing that I felt from them was a lot of years of shoving down some really negative, and I won't call them negative, some emotions, some anger that had been, a lot of anger that had been shoved down in there. Years and years and years and years of shoving, and more shoving has caused this disrupt in there to, things get out of whack, things get all discombobulated. And it has to go somewhere. Those emotions have to go somewhere. That energy, because they are just energy, has to go somewhere. And it usually ends up causing a disrupt somewhere along the way. I've seen that hands down time and time again. I'm working with someone with severe back pain right now. I've worked with people who've had thyroid issues, of course, because I totally understand that. Fatigue, tiredness, chronic fatigue. There's a lot of those things. Anytime I see any of that, we go to work absolutely directly on the emotions, on them learning. A lot of times with chronic fatigue and tiredness, it is them learning to balance out their energy, letting go of this need to take on everybody's energy and go around healing the world instead of taking care of themselves, learning to really stay in their own energy field and heal their own stuff, and really working with the emotions and the thoughts and feelings and beliefs that are stuck behind that are keeping them from doing that. I've helped along the way people are doing cancer and cancer treatments. We've worked a lot on those to help them alleviate their symptoms, to help them work through those issues, so that absolutely, you know, they've chosen to do the cancer treatments. Fabulous. We can work on the emotion side of it along the way while they're doing it. As I said, back pain and issues. The other thing that I love working on is generational issues. You know, if you start noticing that, oh my gosh, you know, my dad had heart issues and now I'm having heart issues, you know, high blood pressure, high, whatever it is, you know, there's always that energetic, emotional component behind that. And you can totally work through all of those. You can actually, in your lifetime, do the healing work to release that out of your family history, so you don't have to worry about it. That sounds awesome, right? Like, you know, for me, I know I kept going to the doctor and I kept telling me I had high blood pressure, and I knew, this is where your intuition comes in. For me, I knew that it was not generational. It wasn't this, oh, you just have to deal with it. Although that my dad does have high blood pressure, but for me, that just didn't feel right. And it's really interesting because when I started diving deeper into what my body needed for the thyroid stuff, that all went away. I also brought in some natural remedies for that. I did some touch for health. I've had other, you know, practitioners prescribe more natural things for that to kind of bring that down and help my body bring that back into balance. But I know the minute that I got all of the hormones that I needed for the thyroid, that all just kind of melted away. So it's amazing how that works. But I believe we need to bring all of them together, you know, releasing the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, you know, those heavy, heavy packed in emotions that we're storing in our body cause a lot of this disease. And if we can work on that, we can work on moving that out. Once we do that, it allows the body to start healing in a more natural way, which is what is it intended to do. I absolutely hands down believe your body wants to heal, but you have to give it the space to do that. Our bodies are designed to be here for you to live this beautiful, awesome life. And I also do believe that your body will be here for you as long as you need it to be. I have a lot of people who disagree with me on that. I believe that your body will be here for you. I also believe that we learn a lot from our bodies while we're going through the healing process. So, you know, we can blame and do all of these, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. The deal is you're where you're at. Doesn't matter how you got there. What matters is what are you going to do about it? Because once you know something different, I honestly believe you should start trying something different, start doing things differently. If you don't know differently, you can't do differently. But if you start learning and really start bringing in more of these natural remedies, start doing your emotional healing, start working and healing your traumas from your past, this will allow your body to feel healthier, to look healthier, to be healthier, because it's not carrying around all that extra energetic weight. I don't know, you know, for me, I've noticed over the years how heavy that energy was. And I didn't even realize how heavy it was until I started releasing it. And oh my, suddenly, you know, I feel like the old person who hasn't walked forever. And I'm like out clicking my heels and doing my thing, because you can let that heavy, heavy stuff go and really step into this a lighter vibration. I believe as we heal, we are stepping into that lighter vibration. So as we let those heavy emotions go, as we let that energy go in our body, working through them, healing our traumas, you know, doing all these different things, it will hands down totally heal our physical body. I've talked a lot on how we can do that. You know, you can absolutely, my number one thing is work with a healer, work with somebody you trust, find somebody that you love, you know, make a monthly appointment with them and go in and start working through them. And then through that, you can start learning how you work, how you release stuff, and you can start doing a lot of your stuff in between sessions. I have people who work with me every 2 weeks. I have people who work with me once a month. Those are the ones that I love. To me, I believe that as you make a consistent effort towards that, that's where you're going to get that consistency and that healing to come in for you, so you can totally do that. That's my number one way to do it. Other things that you can do, and I have talked about them in, past podcasts, you can use tapping. If you haven't ever used tapping, Google that. It'll show you how to do it. Journaling exercises are lovely. I love using movement, using yoga, I ride my bike and really working that energy out of my body with the intention and the focus of releasing whatever's going on that I need to work through. Lately, I've been working through a lot of anger. Yeah, I have it too. I've been working through a lot of that. And so really releasing that from my body, allowing that to go. And oh my, I feel lighter every day just by doing that. So, those are some of the things that you can do. Another one that I love that I haven't really talked about on here, and I do it a lot in my VIP course. My students all know, usually in the first week or two of my class, depending on how it falls in our schedule, we do some heavy duty timeline healing. And I absolutely love this exercise. I do it a lot. My students know it and they all go, oh my, because they know that it brings up a lot of garbage. But I have them in the first class set down and we go into a meditative state. You don't need to be deep in meditative state, just into a relaxing state. And then I have them start to write out a timeline of their lives. Usually we just do this life. Some people can do past life stuff, but I have them write it out, the key moments in their lives where they had life-changing events. And you will know, it just pops in your head. You can do it by age. I was 5, blah, blah, blah happened. I was 7, we moved. I was 9, my parents got a divorce. 11, whatever it is, and you do this timeline exercise. By doing that, it brings all these emotions to the top. And then you go through and do the healing work to release those emotions. And we work with each one of those timelines. Now, in the class, we'll just choose one. Whichever one that you're drawn to the most is where we go to first. And then we'll use that consistently throughout and do it again and again and really heal those parts that need to be healing. For those who've taken the class with me several times, sometimes the same one comes up, not usually. Usually there's different aspects inside of that they need to work on for different reasons. So we use timeline healing a lot. It is a very effective tool for helping to release massive amounts of emotional baggage. So, that might be something that you want to try, that you want to look at, so those are all good ways to release and to move energy out. So today I really just wanted to talk about letting you know there is ways to heal your physical body. It's not just all about medicine. You can do so many things on the side. One of the other things that I love to bring in when I'm doing my healing work is lots of laughter, lots of fun. We get stuck in the mundane. We get stuck in creatures of habit, so to speak, and we forget laughter can be one of your best medicines ever. And as you can incorporate that in, really starting to have more fun, find things that you can do that bring laughter and joy. I talked a lot. There was one time that I went with one of my friends. She loves to recycle glass. I had never done that before. She loaded her whole car up with glass and we drove quite a ways to go recycle it because where I live, we don't have anything like that. And we got over there and we had to unload her car. There was something about throwing these glass bottles in this big dumpster and listening to them break. That was the funny, most emotional Releasing thing I've ever done in my life. So if you have a place where you could do something like that, try it. I felt amazing after that. It was lovely. It was great. It was just a way of releasing some pent up energy that just needed to go. So there's lots of different things that you can do. There's lots of different things that you can bring in. It's not just about traditional healing. Anytime we can bring in any of these different side things to help us work through our emotional trauma, the better off you're going to be. So I hope this has been helpful today. I love having you here. If you have any comments, questions, you want to reach out to me about anything we talked about today, if you have some illness or something going on and you are just not sure what to do, please reach out to me and let's talk. I would love to help you work through it. I would love to help you see if there's, something more that we can do and add in for you to really help you get the relief that you need. Pain management, intuitive healing, I use that a lot. I didn't even write that down, but we use it a lot to help with pain and pain management and to really help work through these other things while you're getting the other care that you need. So it can be fabulous on so many levels. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. Have a fabulous day and happy healing, everyone. And I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening today. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this podcast. I would love to hear from you. You can reach out to me by email at ginastrole@ginastrole.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as Gina Strole Intuitive Healing. You can also find the full podcast videos on my YouTube channel as Gina Strole Intuitive Healing. If you are interested in working with me or you would like more information about any of the healing programs that I offer, you can find that information on my website at ginastrole.com. And of course, don't forget that sharing is caring. Share this podcast with a friend and help spread the healing energy around the world. Thank you for listening and joining me today, and I can't wait to connect up with you again.